Thank you very much for taking your time out to listen to the story of the Agape Church. Agape Church was founded in 2010 in the city of Denver, Colorado. A lot of people deserve a thank you for the help that they have given to the church to get it to where it is right now. At first, I'd like to thank our Savior, Jesus Christ, for helping us and keeping us together and bringing us this far. Then, I'd like to thank the senior pastor, Pastor Tewahade, and Pastor Rick Albiu, and Pastor Johannes. Their role in establishing and leading this church was critical. We thank all the other members and the elders of the church that have tirelessly worked to keep this church together. We collectively love to say thank you to our friends at Kenneth King Foundation and Bob Sweeney in particular. They have made it possible for Agape Church to have a rental facility provided to us by Salvation Army, courtesy of the Kenneth King Foundation. We then moved on to First Baptist Church, where we are currently located, and that rent was also paid by Kenneth King Foundation. And we are eternally thankful and grateful for the things that Bob Sweeney was able to do for us. The story of Agape Church in particular is very interesting and very different. It is founded by people who came mainly from Ethiopia. They've gone through extraordinary times, they've gone through difficult times to get to America. But once they get here, they also have all kinds of different kinds of problems that most immigrants face every day. We will first hear from Pastor Tewahade, who will, in his own word, explain to us how he got to this country.
During the communist government, it was very hard for people to leave Ethiopia, and we heard that about the Ethiopian Jews. They left from Sudan to Israel, so we decided, me and my wife, to start a big journey. It is a difficult journey, so we went to Sudan on foot, walking almost, it took us a long time, drinking from the Nile River. And then when we arrived in Sudan, it was very, very difficult and challenging.
Whoever gets you there, no one hurt you. Especially for women, it's very tough. The Sudanese people, we don't know their language. We didn't know Arabic, and we can't communicate with them. And the Sudanese people, they like the Ethiopian ladies. I mean, they can kidnap or they can just take it by force and do whatever they want to do. And that's what they tried to do to me, to take away from my husband and to try to kill my husband.
God himself, he saved us from death and then from rape to my wife. And then, you know, when you make a decision to have a better life, you have to face the challenges. That was the vision what we had for our future and for our children. That's why, you know, it took us 6 years in Sudan, and our first daughter born in 1990, and then God provided us another American diplomat just to help us to come out from Sudan to Egypt.
Let's start from Gondar to Sudan. Then from Sudan to Egypt, from Egypt to Israel, from Israel to Canada, from Canada to America. That's a long journey.
Here, we don't want to just live our life just simply like modern countries, but we want to help also the people who left over also in refugee centers. Recently, I just returned back from Djibouti in South Africa. I went there to encourage people and then to give them hope. And really, it was very sad, the life what they are living there. So here, God gave us this opportunity to live in a very open society and a free society, but yet there is a lot of people that are waiting to come to America. So we are here just to be a messenger and also to be a vessel between America and other refugees in order to help them. So I believe we are here like Joseph in order to help the rest of the people return back to their future. And I'm so grateful for America and the people of America, the kindness and the generosity what they have. They receiving us warmly, and then we feel like now we're like part of the country, and we want to do something also for American future. We believe America will be blessed because of God. So we are here to be rebuild America again spiritually and emotionally, and I can say in this way, thank you very much for your help, all Americans. And
there is an American pastor that has done incredible work at the church in Agape. He has reduced the amount of isolation. He has helped the children of Ethiopian birth to be integrated into American society. He's a physician assistant, he's a musician, and a proud father of 3 children.
I began with Agape some 2 years ago, strictly doing youth. They had about 15 to 20 young people, high school and college age, and we hooked up with their youth group, which was already up and running and doing well. And we basically expanded some of the teaching, reached out to many young individuals who really didn't have a very good connection with their parents, in that their parents didn't speak English very well, and there was a lot of pretty much everyday immigrant type things there to America, some of the difficulties associated with that. My wife, Joy, heads up to Sunday school, and she's broken things down into classes, trained teachers, developed curriculum, and at this point we have some 53 kids in Sunday school at Agape. We started with about 25 when we first met them. My oldest son, Benjamin, who is a senior in college, he's done a lot of work with the sound system and running it, as well as training other people to run it, including his younger brother, Nathan. He also works with the kids and he runs the sound. Our daughter, Leah, is 18. She plays piano in our praise team, and she also works with children. So our family is involved pretty much 100%.
Pastor Rick is an invaluable member of this church.
I first met up with Agape Church when they came to the church I used to go to, looking for space. And as they kept looking, they had to return to some small office space where they had been meeting, but had very much overgrown it. It was with the help of Bob Sweeney and the King Foundation that we found the Salvation Army. Actually, he was quite instrumental in finding it for us. We stayed there for 1 year and 2 months. And following that, it became evident that we needed to move on again due to some remodeling and some changes they wanted to make in their facility at the Salvation Army.
In the next episode, he will also share his vision of the church Agape in the next 5, 10 to 20 years.
The next couple to 5 years, our goals are to grow the church, to really establish the believers, no matter how young, making them strong for the cause of Christ, giving them what they need to stand, even if it means alone in their schools, among their friends, and so forth, the older ones in their workplace, etc. Down the line, I see them as future leaders taking on this ministry. And this church would branch out to be an outreach to everybody, to just meet needs of people everywhere. To begin with, it was an outreach for English-speaking Ethiopians, as there was many, and it was a responsible thing to do to start with them. And God has brought many to us, and they are outreaching to their friends of various backgrounds. And I see us being a multicultural church in the future and always. Just staying true to the word in Revelation where it speaks of every tribe and tongue and nation that will stand before the throne of God. And that is my vision, and I'm just really excited and thankful to God for being a part of it, and thankful for the many people that God used to help us, to be instrumental, to minister along the way, and I'm anticipating much of that in the future, for we do this all together under God who orchestrates it and makes us all one in Christ.
He has helped the young Ethiopians to get integrated into the American society. Through the word of the Bible and the examples that he's teaching, he has been able to accomplish that in a very short period of time.
Shortly we will be opening up a computer school, teaching young people and tutoring them and helping them with basic computer skills, and actually even growing to do much more. And adults as well, just giving them an opportunity to fit in to some degree and not leaving them out, and giving them some basic skills so they could be literate in computers and internet and so forth. We want to be able to offer that as well as even basic skills in training in school and tutoring young people.
A lot of young people have been positively impacted by Agape Church. Among them is the leader of the youth, Caleb Mangistu.
Okay, so mainly at Agape, I'm involved with the youth. Basically, I work as a part of a support system for our youth pastor and the rest of the leaders. Usually, my main job is to lead the Sunday school. In addition to that, I just help out wherever I'm needed.
Caleb is a diligent young man who's been involved in helping the church with the sound system, being a leader of the youth group. He's been involved in a lot of multitude of tasks in helping run the church. This young man will share with us his personal experience with this church and what he sees in the future.
Basically, the set of young kids we have pretty diverse in ages. So when looking at the youth, we have ages ranging from 13 all the way to college students. For the past 2 years, we've been getting a lot of response from the high school students, and especially in our leadership. We had Pastor Rick and Pastor Jeremy coming aboard the last couple of months, and it's been awesome. We've been seeing a lot of change. Moving from church to church, it was kind of hard to get it organized, but at the end of the day, hopefully we'll get our own place in the future. But it's been awesome to have King's Foundation support us, and especially Bob Sweeney. We'd like to say thank you for all the support you've had for our organization and our ministry. Thank you very much for that.
A young lady will be sharing her extraordinary story. Her story of courage, of luck, and grace of God, that she is even alive.
Okay, ስሜ ብሩክ ይባላል። የምኖረው ዴንቨር ኮሎራዶ ነው። ከመጣሁ 5 ዓመት ሆኖኛል ዴንቨር ማለት ነው።
She left her country of birth, Ethiopia, by foot and sometimes by cars, trucks, and lorries. She made it to Southern Africa by going through Sudan, through Uganda, Malawi, Botswana, and eventually making it to South Africa. In South Africa, she picked up all kinds of jobs, and she did all kinds of work that she can get her hands on. She lived there for a period of 3 years, having faced all kinds of difficulties.
ብዙ ችግር አለ ሳውዝ አፍሪካ። ያው ብዙ የሚሰርቁ ሰዎች ዘራፊዎች አሉ። እነሱን እግዚአብሔር ረድቶኝ ያው እየሰራሁኝ ትንሽ ገንዘብ አጠራቅሜ ያው ፓስፖርት አንዳንድ ነገር የሚሰራ ነገር ነበር፣ እሱን አስተካክዬ ወደ መጀመሪያ ወደ ሊማ የሚባል ሀገር ፔሩ መጣሁኝ።
From Peru, she went to various Central American countries and eventually made it to the border of Mexico. On that border, she faced yet the most difficult time of her journey.
ሜክሲኮ ቦርደር ላይ ብዙ ችግር ነበረ። ሜክሲካኖች ገንዘብ አምጡ ብለው ብዙ አሰቃይተው አስረውን አስቀምጠው ነበረ። ገንዘብ ካላመጣችሁ እንገላችኋለን ብለው እና ብዙ ችግር ነበር። እግዚአብሔር ረድቶን ከዛ ለቀውን ከሜክሲኮ ቦርደር ወደ አሜሪካ ቦርደር ለቀቁን።
And from there, she was able to make it to the border of the United States, where they were received and accepted as refugees and political asylum seekers, and eventually being able to settle in Colorado with the help of the Catholic mission in the United States. Now she has a decent job and been settled in the United States, and she's alive to tell her story. She's been living now in Colorado for the last 5 years, and she's a member and proud member of the Agape Church. We'll now hear from 4 young ladies who are members of this church. They will relate their experiences and how the church changed their life and how they were able to change people in the church in return.
Well, Agape is like not just a church, it's like a family to me. It's not just one person or two, it's just everybody else. Like we're very close, and when I was doing my wedding, I didn't know we couldn't do it by myself, just me and my family, and everybody was so supportive and they want to be there. They did so much for my wedding, from the pastor to the young kids, and everybody just support. So like they make me more fall in love with God and make God thankful that I have a church like this, and I can't wait to grow more and to have a bigger family. My Agape will be like my whole generation from now on. They're gonna be Agape Church.
I came when I was very young, so it wasn't as difficult. I liked it here. I think it was better for education and for life, and yeah, it was pretty easy to learn English at a younger age.
School was difficult at first because I didn't speak any English, and then once I got to speaking English, it was pretty easy.